So, I just started watching The Sopranos and, well...
Woke up this morning, got some gabagoo. And then I woke up the next day and got some gabagoo. Keep waking up, keep getting different types of gabagoo. I even got some gabagoo from Scooby-Doo.
Okay, as you may be able to tell, I love it. So this is one of those things where I've had my eyes on The Sopranos for a long time. First of all, just to get this out of the way, I'm Italian. I know a lot of Italian folks around me who are like, oh my God, you haven't seen The Sopranos? Like, everyone I know is freaking out that I haven't seen it because they know I make YouTube videos about TV shows. They know all that. And they're like, but you haven't seen the original? Everyone and their mother has always been saying that to me, and just in general online. It's kind of like people who haven't seen The Godfather, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those shows you have to see. And not only, of course, if you're Italian like me, but you just have to see it in general because it is kind of like the grandfather of TV. It is the TV show most known to have kicked off the drama episodic TV shows that we see nowadays. You know, shows like the Breaking Bad's out there, Better Call Saul, all of those.
All the hits, all the big ones, all the good ones.
Got their inspiration from The Sopranos. So this is one of those shows that it was kind of like, oh my God, how have you not seen it? You know what I mean? So I just started watching it. My girlfriend and I have been watching the first season. And I got to tell you, if it was just me watching alone, I probably would have been done the series by now because I binge the crap out of shows when I'm into them. And it irks me that I'm waiting for my girlfriend each episode just to watch the show.
Go on, go into the ham. And take the carving knife and stab me. Here, now, please.
Because it's that freaking good. All right, I know a lot of people have said online, and even in my previous attempts of trying to watch this show, it took me a while to get into it. The first couple episodes, in my opinion, are not that strong, as is the case with every TV show out there. The first couple are never going to be the strongest because they have a job to do. Their job is to set up the rest of the season. And that's why I tried to watch this show 3 times, but couldn't get past the second episode. Well, finally I did. I'm now on episode 11 out of season 1, and unfortunately, because the show's been off the air for so long now, I know a lot of the things that happen in the show. I know what happens towards the end with a character at the end of this season. I know what happens to Tony at the end. I know what happens to characters like Christopher and all of those people. I know a lot of the stories. I've seen a lot of the episodes, including the finale. So it's kind of interesting for me to be here saying this is my first time watching, because even though it is, I've seen a lot of episodes. I just never understood the greater context of them. So things like the finale, I'm sure are going to bother me a little bit more than they did upon the many times I've seen it. I've seen that episode, which is weird, like 4 times, even though I don't know the story at all. I've seen things like, this is spoiler territory, but I've seen things like Christopher's death, Pussy's death, and other people's deaths on the show many times, but now watching it, I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't wait to see how these stories play out. And learning something like what's happening right now with Pussy is very interesting because I never saw it. I only saw his death scene and his death episodes, and I've seen things like that, but understanding the context is really, really key. And believe it or not, that's exactly how it was for other shows for me. Like, I found out about a couple characters from Breaking Bad who have died, a couple of the big moments in The Walking Dead of characters who died, all before I've seen the episodes, and oddly enough, I think it enhanced my viewing experience of the episodes. And I know that's crazy because obviously there's people out there that believe in the shock value and how that adds effect to what you're watching. And I totally get that. But it never bothered me. And going into The Sopranos this time around, knowing what I've already known, just seeing how the dots connect to get there is very exciting for me. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about this time. Now that I'm finally watching it, I get to experience it like in a different way. And I'm glad about that. This video really is just a preliminary because I am going to be making reviews of The Sopranos going forward. I'm only on episode 11 of season 1, like I mentioned, and I absolutely love it. Like, I'm truly flabbergasted that it's taken me this long to get into it. And I think the reason for that is, to me, coming from an Italian family, I'm 100% Italian, from the Philadelphia, South Jersey, New York region, you know what I mean? There's always been this like notion around Italians. I don't want to get into the whole thing about it, but this show kind of just rubbed me the wrong way. Memes I've seen online, things like that. It's kind of like altered my perception of the show, and I thought it was just going to be a show like praising the mafia and Italian like gumas, like culture, you know what I mean? I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but that's kind of like the preconceived notion I had of the show, and I've always kind of resented that sort of thing. But that's not at all what the show is. The show is really interesting. It's about a complex man who is going to therapy while he is one of the bosses in a big mob crime family. That's an interesting premise in and of itself, but it just dives deep into family dynamics, his relationships, the psychology of a man like him, and all sorts of stuff. And it's told so beautifully. Like, it really is. The only things I could say that are a little like goofy to me are some of the dream sequences we get in the episodes, like with Christopher having dreams of people he's killed, or same with Tony. Like,
Duffy, what the hell are you doing to me?
they're great. They're great visualizations of dreams, but they take me out of the moment a little bit sometimes, but all in good fun because I don't have a problem with it either, if that makes any sense. But literally, that's my only complaint, which is crazy because, like I said, this is the show that kind of took the current idea of what we see on TV and presented it to the world. You know what I mean? Like, this was the first one to do a lot of the stuff that we see in modern shows, and it just absolutely nailed it. It's crazy to admit, but I thought maybe this was going to be kind of like cheesy, kind of like how Lost is an iconic show, but it was a little corny. It was still, you could tell, establishing the type of genre or TV show that it was. And I kind of thought that Sopranos was going to be that way, but it wasn't. I just love everything about it. And apparently, season 1 is the weakest of all of them, which is crazy to me because this season is phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal. Again, yeah, there was the first 2 episodes that took me a little bit of time to get into. But once you get past that, oh my God, I can't wait to watch the show tonight. My girlfriend and I are going to be watching it. Hopefully, we're going to get to season 2 tonight. But yeah, the whole point of this video, like I mentioned, is just to kind of serve as, hey, I'm finally watching it. Expect some reviews. And oh man, I don't know what took me so long. And if you're in a similar boat to what I was in, where it took you a while to get into it past the first couple episodes, just stick with them. Just stick with those damn episodes because it gets so good. And it's truly amazing. Like, characters like Miss Soprano, Tony Soprano's mom, remind me of literally my mom. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like,
you're going to ride your bike over to Green Grove Retirement Home and visit Grandma.
Oh, that'll be nice.
It's just so funny how many connections I've made in the show just based off of growing up in an Italian family. It really is hilarious. My girlfriend and I are both watching it like, wow, like, that is my mom, that is my aunt, that is my uncle, that is my brother, like, all of that stuff. It's amazing how closely they nail family dynamics. And I don't know why I keep doing this. I keep getting different types of gabagool.
Keep waking up and keep getting different types of gabagool.
I don't know. I don't know, but like, the point is, they really nailed the Italian family and the family dynamics and things like that. And it's so interesting to watch because it feels close to home. Well, it's obviously not the same, but you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like it fits. I don't know. Regardless, I absolutely love this show. Like, I truly do. I can't wait to finish it, especially knowing some of the things I know now. Like, I've seen the Pine Barrens episode. I've seen the finale. I've seen, again, spoilers, Christopher's death. I've seen a lot of stuff, but just not knowing how those things happen is extremely exciting for me. And yeah, sure, it takes the fun out of some stuff, but I don't care. I can't wait to finish watching this show. It's just so good. And yeah, let's start a conversation down there because you bet your bottom dollar, you bet your sweet bippy.
You bet your sweet bippy.
That I'm going to be making content on The Sopranos going forward because it really is that good. Now I get the hype, all right? I get it. It's kind of like the Dave Portnoy episodes where like he'll review a pizza place that has like lines around the corner and he's like, oh, I don't get the hype for this place, but like I do get the hype for this one. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about this show. Like it was worth the wait, if that makes any sense. And yeah, let's start a healthy conversation down there in the comments. Did you like The Sopranos? Do you want to see more videos about The Sopranos? Let me know. And with all that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.